Hello, everyone. Welcome to CCUF International. We are here with BC from Laurier to tell us more about studying in Canada at Laurier specifically. All right, take it away, BC.
Thanks, Des. My name is BC. Like you said, I moved to Canada as an international student myself about 9 years ago now. I currently work at Laurier. I've lived in three different cities in Ontario myself, and I'm currently doing my master's in education at Laurier. Um, I'm going to be going through some presentation to tell you about Laurier today, and I look forward to getting to hear questions from you and answering some of your questions today. So please feel free to use the question and answer chat, and also take time to listen through my presentation because I may be able to answer some of the questions that you're already thinking of asking. So, Lori, these are the things I'll be focusing on today, talking about the university location, talking about residential services, student experiences, academic excellence, academic outreach, tuition and scholarship, which is very important, and also leave room for question at the end of it all. Um, there's been a lot of travel to Canada at this time, and that is partly because of the quality of life being ranked number one in the world. 93% of the students find immigration as a big part of why they come to Canada. So I'm a testament of that. So we're two campus university. We have a campus in the Waterloo and another one in Brantford. The Waterloo campus has about 17,000 students and the one in Brantford about 3,600 students. Both campuses are about 20 minutes apart from each other, and it gives that distance where you can easily access both campuses. Uh, for the Waterloo campus, it's called the Innovation City of Canada. It's the second largest technological hub in the whole of North America. So when you think about the Silicon Valley in the US, that is what Waterloo is to Canada. A lot of companies, very diverse city. There are three post-secondary institution here in the Waterloo region. So it gives a very diverse student body so you can interact with not only the student life, the technological presence also gives you the technological, fast growing technological company here also gives you the opportunity to interact with a fast growing business sector. Um, the the Waterloo campus is about 10-minute walk from apart from one another in terms of walking through the entire campus. A lot of student services, a lot of international student support services available on campus. I can see questions going, and I'm going to speak to some of those questions as soon as I get to those slides that speaks to them. But I'm just going to use this as an overview of the entire campus as we go along the way. We are number one for sustainability in Ontario, our campus. We're very keen on this piece in terms of creating sustainable piece, a campus for our students to live in. The Waterloo campus is a very welcoming, very safe. I did mention earlier that Waterloo region has three post-secondary institution here, so it's a very student but at the same time, it has a growing community of immigrants in the city of the Waterloo region. So it's very diverse, very rich in culture here in Waterloo. I personally also live here in the Waterloo region. The Brantford campus is a smaller campus. It has about 3,000 students. It's integrated into the downtown core of Brantford. So it gives you that communal feeling. You're able to experience both your school and also the cultural inclination of the city of Brantford. It's a very rich, thriving business community with a lot of art and culture. So you're thinking about an European style downtown experience with a lot of arts and events happening that makes it very an engaging city to live in. The student population is about 3,600. We have over 20 programs on this campus, and there are a lot of students clubs that students are able to participate on the Brantford campus. We do have residents available at Laurier, and in our residence, we have two styles of residents. We have the double dormitory style where students would share one room, and we have the apartment style where students will have a room to themselves and are able to share a common space with other with other students. We also do have what for students who decide to stay off campus. We have a program called Locus, which is students living off campus, and this is providing academic and personal social support for students that are living off campus. The Brantford residents also, the Brantford campus also has residents available, but in this campus, it's only the single style, which is basically students basically staying on campus. Students having their own room and sharing a common area with other students. There are over 90 plus students represented on our campus here, so it shows our diversity, especially when it comes to internationalization and a very rich in culture student group. Um, for us, it's an experience of lifelong community, lifelong learning on our campuses. You're able to get extra support from different service units. Now, there was a question here that's asked about co-op available for international program in any program. Most of our programs do have co-op available. Practically almost all of our programs would have co-op available for international students. Any program that has co-op in it, you're able to international students are also eligible for co-op. So there is no restriction to saying, oh, if a program has a co-op, an international student cannot get in. No, all international students have access to co-op once they're in a co-op program. There are over 95% of international students who secured employment after they graduate in our programs, and you're able to build your resume from the very first day through our personalized career support program. And for all students, both domestic and international, you have access to the career services team for life. You learn by doing things, and one of the things we have available on our campus is what is called the Laurier Experience Record. So I've seen a couple of questions here about extracurricular activities. So the questions about like extracurricular activities, and I'll use this to as a segue to answer that question. So what we have at Laurier is something called the Laurier Experience Record, and it's the first of its kind. And what that does with the Laurier Experience Record is that we keep a record of all your extracurricular activities that gives you meaningful experiences and leadership opportunities as you're part of as you're part of Laurier. And these experiences are recorded. So as you're done at the university, you're not only getting your academic transcripts, you're getting the Laurier Experience Record, which is a validated document that you can bring forward to a job interview, to your graduate studies program, if you intend to pursue further studies. That'll make you shine and make you stand out once you're done at Laurier. And this is a valuable piece of tool that our students have found very useful as they're pursuing other opportunities once they're done with their studies at Laurier. So the Laurier Experience Record is something we're really proud about and something we share a lot for our students to take advantage of. Going back to the co-op question, we have the largest program in Canada, and students are able to earn. We have a 98% employment rate for our business and economic and it comes co-op work term. So students are getting employment for their co-op in our programs. We also do offer what is called the International Student Work Experience Program, specifically tailored to international students so that international students are able to get meaningful work while they're studying. So this is a little bit different from the co-op program that is offered through the program, but there's an international student work experience program that international students are exclusively expected to apply into to get work on campus for to get meaningful and valuable experiences. So this is what the co-op terms looks like for some programs. And you see the first year you get to study, get a break. And in the second year is when you're assigned to get into your co-op. So think about your co-op starting from your second year, and you would do your co-op in your second year, in your third year, and in your fourth year. And keep this in mind, for some program, for example, the game design program or the UX program has up to 12 to 16 months of co-op. So students are able to get extended co-op time in those kind of programs. That would mean that at the end of the day, they're getting even a job already before they're done with that program. In terms of support for international students, I see a couple of questions that has to do with, I tackled the extracurricular activities question. In terms of support for international students, we are very keen about that because for us international students, I did mention I myself, I moved as an international student 9 years ago. We required that extra support. We've moved thousands of miles from our home country. We're coming into a new environment, new space, new people around us. We really want to understand what is going on, especially to be able to get along with all those academic requirements. So we do provide mental wellness support in different multiple language, financial wellness support for international students. We have a state-of-the-art athletics center that all students are able to access. And we even provide a peer-to-peer mentorship in the international student office that the students can go into, ask questions when they have questions, and be able to get required support as needed per time. So it's very important to take advantage of all these opportunities, all the student support programs, so that you're able to build meaningful relationship and support along your academic journey. We also have varsity team available, so you're able to join over 200, 550 varsity athletes, and also be part of over 22 varsities team that are already available on campus. So, if you're keen in sport, you want to participate in sport, please take advantage of that. We have that available on campus. And I'll tell you this, if there's a sport that you keenly like and it's not currently available, I'll give an example. Now, we currently have a cricket team on campus. It didn't used to be available, but one of our students from the Asian region, from India, reached out to the international team, and they provided him all the support and to able to start the cricket team on campus. And she's a member of staff here now at Laurier, and she has even won many awards in being part of the cricket team nationally. So for you, it's not just about joining the varsity team that is already on campus, but also being able to start something new when it's required. Going on international student support. So there's not only support available in terms of your mental, financial wellness, but there's also academic support for students. There's the first year student orientation programming, and there's also how you have access to international student advisors that would consistently help you throughout your stay at Laurier. There's also the peer-to-peer support, which I mentioned earlier, that will help you that will help you get support through trusted peers that you can ask questions that are relatable to understand how your journey goes. Working in Canada as an international student, you would know that you can work as an international student while studying. You can help work up to 20 hours, and after graduation, you're able to get a postgraduate work permit once you're done as an international student. Laurier's instructors, now we've talked about all the support available to international students. One thing I love to also talk about is the academic experience. Now, Laurier instructors has been ranked #1 in Canada in course instructors. We run what is called an innovation experience that is involves active learning. So this is a very collaborative space where it is not just about teachers standing in front of a classroom and delivering a lecture, but a participatory approach where students are able to engage in the learning process and provide information back and forth. That is what our core value is hinged on: inspire together, inspiring one another in this process of learning. We have over 100 courses taught in an active learning classroom. And one of the things that makes Laurier stands out is our students to faculty ratio, which stands about 25 to 1. So students are able to get small class sizes, and meaningful relationship with their professors that will help them to engage more in the classroom experience. This is one of the fields I like talking about. So for folks that are trying to still decide on what programs they want to do, I have this screen here that shows you different pathways that you can go into. So if you're interested in, let's say, government and international affairs, you can look at the different programs that we offer at Laurier that will take you towards this career path. So I want you to think about this page as a page that you look at first to think about different career paths that you want to go into. So once you determine that career path, then you can choose which program that will work you towards that career path. And this helps you to design your degree and explore different major and minor courses that you can take, credit courses you can take towards your final destination. We have about 9 faculties, and one of those faculties is Laurier School of Business. It has over 9 undergraduate programs, including a double degree program. There are co-op available in all of this program. And like I said earlier, we have the largest business co-op program in Canada. So students have access to a wide range of organizations that come on campus to create live cases where students can be part of in terms of competitions, PepsiCo Peach Challenge, organization bringing their own live cases on campus for students to actively engage in. And this is something they can take into their resume to say, you know what, I have this experience dealing with a live case, a live business case that I provide solution on for an organization here on campus. And we do have a faculty of science also. We have a faculty of arts. We have faculty of music, faculty of liberal arts, faculty of human and social sciences, faculty of social work. And I skipped through all of those faculties because I want to spend some time to be able to answer some of the questions that I've already been seeing here. We also do have a Laurier English Academic Foundation program for folks who require who are taking English as a second language and would need foundational English upgrading. We also have the Wilfrid Laurier International College, which is a foundational school for students who do not have all the necessary requirements to get into Laurier directly. You can go through the Wilfrid Laurier Foundational School through the WLIC. For how to apply, I did see a question earlier, I believe, on how to apply. And the application process for students, you have to go through the OUAC to apply. And Tess, I noticed that you were able to select the question I was answering earlier. I'm not sure if I was the one doing that, but if that was you, please just highlighting the question about how to apply. So you have to go through the OUAC to apply. And once you're applying, you want to make sure you have all your documents ready. You upload that. We do have something called the application background summary. It is not a required document to submit when you're applying, but it's strongly recommended because it's going to help you strengthen your application, because that way the admission officer could have a peek into your context, into your world, and be able to, have a better understanding of where you're coming from, who you are, and to tell your story better to that admission officer. So you go through the OUAC to apply, you choose Laurier as the institution you're applying to, and choose the program you want to apply into at Laurier. In terms of, and so that's the application process. We would consider all curriculum. So from whatever part of the world you're coming from, put in your curriculum. We have a very diverse team of admission officers that are very knowledgeable of curriculum from all over the world. So if it's an IB curriculum, or if it's a WAHEC curriculum, or if it's a GCE curriculum, please, whatever curriculum that you're working in, we do have very diverse admissions teams. So do not shy away to be like, oh, my curriculum, I'm not sure that they'll be able to understand it. Our admission team is very experienced and capable to walk through any curriculum that may be coming from. I've seen questions regarding scholarship and finances, and I'm going to talk about that in a broader terms here. We have one of the lowest tuition fee when it comes to Canada. Students are able to work part-time on campus, and we have the ISWEP program, for example, that students are able to get opportunities to work on campus for up to 20 hours during the week while they are studying. And when school is done, you are able, according to Canadian study permit law, you're able to work more than 20 hours when you're not when school is not in session. So there are various opportunities available on campus for students to work. We also run financial literacy classes to help students better manage the resources they have and manage the funds that they have on them. Our tuition fee, this is a breakdown of our tuition. It's between 32 to 39,000 a year. The Waterloo campus, if you decide to stay on residence, it's between 5,500 to 9,300 a year, and the Brantford campus, it's between is around $7,000. And these are all in Canadian dollars. Keep that in mind. And there are other costs that you might want to consider in terms of meals, food to consider when it comes to that. Our double degree program with the University of Waterloo is about 46,000, and the BBA, BB Math is about the BBA, the business program, and the computer science program is about 60,000. That is for the double degree program. We do have scholarship available. There's the entrance scholarship that is awarded to students on entrance. This is based on merit. You do not have to apply and any extra work to this. Based on the grades you're bringing in, and our admission officer are going to access your grades and be awarding the scholarship at entrance. We also have the President's Gold Scholarship, which is for students 95% or higher in the grades, and they're awarded a 4,000 scholarship, which is renewable every year if they maintain that grade points. We also have the Inspiring Life Scholarship, the international is exclusive to international students to apply into. And this is basically the international student coming forward to share story of how they've been able to inspire the life of leadership and purpose in their personal experiences. And this scholarship is based on your personal experience and sharing those experiences with us. There's our biggest scholarship score so far, which is Laurier Scholar. It's a 40,000 scholarship that is a 10,000 applied every year towards the 4-year program. So it's renewable up to 40,000. It's a 40,000 scholarship open to also to international students to apply to. On our website, there are other competitive scholarships that you can also apply to that is available to international students as well. For other information regarding admission, please check our website at wlu/international/admission. And for English proficiency, you can check wlu.ca/English proficiency. And for international student support, please go to our student website, which is students.wlu.ca/international. I'm going to take some time to answer some of the questions that has been listed here, but I believe I answered some already. But I'll just go through the questions and answer the questions here and see where I can start from. So I see a question, do you help or assist with the application process? I believe once you go through the OUAC, the application process has to do through the OUAC. So students would have to do their own application through the OUAC. How does Laurier support international students? We support international students, for example, by providing what we call exclusive services to international students. For example, the IS Web that I mentioned earlier is work opportunity on campus tailored only to international students. I talked about the Laurier Scholar, the Laurier Inspiring Life Award, which is an exclusive international student scholarship. And we also have other services on campus, peer-to-peer mentoring. We have an international student office that international students can go into to get support at every time. Hello, please, what are your extracurricular like? How do you guys help wise in a scholarship? Thank you. Precious, I think I answered some of this question in terms of the extracurricular activities earlier. We do also offer scholarship. I did mention the Laurier Inspiring Life Scholarship that is available. Please check our website for our scholarship page to see even more scholarship available that you can take advantage of. What are the requirements for international students? For international students, depending on the region you're coming from or what curriculum that you're coming in from, would determine what the requirement will be determined based on the curriculum you're coming in from. So there's no extra requirements. It's just based on the admission. If you're speaking about admission requirements, our programs page will provide a detailed information on admission requirement. But I just want to be clear: are you asking question about admission requirements, or what requirement are you specifically asking about? How should I prepare it for moving out? This is a residence related question, I believe. I just wanted to get some clarity, Timothy. Are you asking about moving out of the residence? Good question. Why did you choose Laurier, and what's your favorite thing about Laurier? I believe it's the community at Laurier that I really enjoy, the community of student body that is always willing to help and support students. That is something that got at me. And also the staff, being able to work with the staff that are in touch with the reality of the student, but not disconnected from it. Are there any opportunities for international student exchange with other universities? Yes, we do have an exchange program at Laurier, and the international office deals with the requirement for doing exchange. But with the current landscape, COVID, there might be some restriction on that. But once you're a student, reaching out the international office will be a great place to start from. Yes, there are opportunities to work on campus. We do have master's program available. Please check our website, our programs page, to see some of the master's program that we have available. And I'm just going to open up our website here, just put it on my second screen. So this is our Laurier website here. And if you go into our program page, so you can see different programs that we have available. You could see the bachelor's degree program, the master's program, the doctorate program, and the diploma certificate program. So all of them are color coded, and each color will tell you what program. So all programs purple are our undergraduate programs. And also that I did mention that Laurier is very keen on creating a very diverse community. And that's why we have an internationalization strategy. And back to the question regarding, engaging with exchange programs, you can find more information regarding that on this page. So you can see global exchange program that is available to international students also. And so for Caribbean students, we have some requirements. I'm going to go into our admissions page here. Just give me a second. So I'm going to come back to that question about the Caribbean students. Just give me a second while I go through. What language tests are accepted? So we do accept ELP, TOEFL, and because of the current landscape, we are accepting Duolingo temporarily for applications. So TOEFL and IELTS are accepted. So international application fee for study is done through the OUAC. I believe that's 150 to apply to 3 institutions. So basically, that is not a fee that we are administering. That is through the OUAC. How easy is travel in Waterloo? It's very easy to travel in Waterloo. There's a light rail system in the city of Waterloo that makes it easy for students to commute around very easily. And this light rail system does not only go through the city of Waterloo, but it actually goes through the entire region. So you can commute from both Waterloo all the way to Kitchener. So the people from English-speaking country get language. So if you're from an English-speaking country, you do not require or TOEFL. If you've been taught in English in your curriculum, you do not require to submit IELTS or TOEFL. Yes, we do have research opportunities also available at Laurier because we have a strong graduate studies program, graduate studies department. You can reach out to our Faculty of Graduate Studies to ask about opportunities available in research. I'm just going to take a minute to answer the question on from the Caribbean students. Just give me a minute here. So that will be dependent on your program for what you're applying. So, but yes, we do accept CSE, Caribbean Secondary School, and we also accept CAPE if CAPE is something that you're working in. So, depending on what program you're looking to apply to, like I said, we accept all curriculums, and Caribbean curriculum is one of them. So if you do not have, yes, you can do registration. So if you don't have, you require the proof of English, and if you can take our LEAF program. So our LEAF program is our foundational English school. So what that would do is that you get admission into the program you're applying into, but before you start that program, you have to go through the LEAF. You have to go through the LEAF classes. Yeah, so going back to your question here, what kinds of sports are available at Laurier? We have several sports available at Laurier. About 22 sports teams are available. Look at this is an image of our athletics center with a state-of-the-art swimming pool. Well, with COVID now, a lot of things are locked down, but you have access to a whole lot. I'm just going to open a website of our athletics website here. So this is athletics, and you can see different varsity sports that are available to students that you can get into to be part of. So if that is something you're keenly interested in, please take advantage of different sports that are available. So you can see we have women's basketball, we have cross country, curling, football, golf, hockey, a slew of other sports available. In terms of sports, there are several student sports that are available. Right at the top of my head, I could mention the Enactors. Enactors is an entrepreneurship club, and Laurie's Enactors team actually won the national Enactors competition last year. So it's a really growing community of making business impact and social innovation when it comes to entrepreneurship. So when we're looking at international students, key first thing we're looking for is the grade. So if you're coming from a West African curriculum, for example, like WAEC, we want to ensure that you're submitting 5 subjects. We're looking at 5 subjects. And so if you're looking at a program like a BBA, we would require that you have maths and 2 other maths and English and 2 other science related subjects. Would give me a second here to open one of our, so I'll show you a requirement for one of the programs. Just a second here. So here is our program view book, and this is also available on our website. And I'm just taking a minute to show you the program requirement for this programs. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. So, for example, here's the business administration program. So, if a student is interested in business, and you would require English at 70 and math at 70, and the competitive to get into this program But keep in mind, we have something here called the competitive average. So the competitive average basically is what students that are applying to this program, what do they typically come in with? So the competitive average for this program is at the 90s. So this is an Ontario curriculum that we're looking at here. So if you're coming from a WAEC, for example, we're going to convert that. That's to what that will be A in A or A in your maths and A in your English also. That will be the competitive average to get into that program. So we look at that, and that would help you. And three other subjects that we're going to be looking at to apply into this program. If you're looking at a program like, say, computer science, right here, so you could see for the computer science, we're looking at having English, math, one of chemistry or physics, and plus two other subjects. And the competitive admission average for this is at the mid 80s, so about A minus right there to B. Um, so how long does it take get answer about admission after applying? So typically for us, once a student is able to submit all of the required documents and we are able to get a full application, and what I mean by that is a student might apply through the OUAC and say, I'm done, but no, that's not the end. Um, because we need to access the file to know that we have all the required documents. So once we get all the required documentation from the student, it takes us, we do offer a rolling admission. So there's a queue, you're following that queue, and it takes between 4 to 6 weeks for student to get an answer. Or sometimes it's even faster than that to 3 weeks. It gets to as low as 3 weeks sometimes. Do you need admission fee? Like I did mention earlier, you have to pay your fee through the OUAC, and I believe that's $150 thereabouts to play through the OUAC. And I just want to take a minute to go back to this page that it's our LEAF program page. And here, take a minute to show us for students who are interested in taking the English foundational English course. Here you could see there are two 14 weeks terms. So there's one in the fall and one in the winter, and two 8-week intensive term, and one in the spring and one in the summer. So what is expected is that students would take, depending on what level they are in the IELTS or TOEFL, they're going to take the Laurier English Academic Foundational Program, and they will be placed on a specific level. So there's the level 3, there's the level 4, and level 5. So this is based on this score. So you have a 5.0 or a 35 in TOEFL or KL or 40 in KL, you're going to be placed on the level 3. Level 5 is the highest level, and that is where you graduate from. So question, what should an international student read to improve or ease our personal statement? I believe a personal statement is your personal reflection or your personal journey. So when we're looking at that, we want to be able to access your involvement in how you've inspired leadership and purpose, and talk about give context to the admission officer to better understand who you are, where you're coming from, and how your journey has led you to this point of taking whichever program you've decided to take in, and what you've done along your way to fuel that decision to take that program. Okay, I think we have about 7 minutes left, and I see no other question coming in. This is the point that I'm going to call on Tess to ask if there are any other question that I might be missing out on, um, or any other anyone would like me to share.
Thank you, BC. Is there a way that students are able to get in contact with you if they have any questions, or what is the best resource they can use if they have more questions after this presentation?
Great question, Tess. So I could share my email. I just wanted to get clarity that my email can be shared here. But also, one of the things I do offer is what is called I have my calendar available, so I can share my calendar with folks that would like to book a one-on-one appointment with me. And what I do to just before I share that calendar, one thing I just wanted to bring our attention to that I'm specifically working and recruiting for our undergraduate programs. So if you have questions related to graduate programs, I do recommend that you reach out directly to our graduate studies office. So I'm just going to put that in the chat. I'm not sure if everyone can see this chat. I'm just going to confirm everyone can see this. So if you're interested in our graduate programs, please reach out to fgps@wlu.ca, and that's where you will find answers to any graduate related course. In terms of, so I just saw some new questions coming in. And in terms of being able to reach out to me, I have put in the link to my calendar here, and you can book a meeting with me through my calendar. So I just saw some more questions coming in, and I'm just going to just go through it. No, you do not need a college degree to get into our undergraduate program. You do will require your high school result would be the requirement for that. So let's see here, just a second. So there's a question regarding requirement for Caribbean students. The requirement for Caribbean students is the same for all. If your question is required in terms of admissions for Caribbean students, your requirement still is the same. So, for example, if you're in a if you're applying to a BBA program like this, we require 5 subjects, so English and maths, and 3 other subjects. That's what we'll be looking at, and looking at those subjects, what would happen is that we're going to access based on CAPE. So if you're doing CAPE, for example, so let me pull out 1 second here. Um, so if your student say is in a CSEC or CAPE, I'm just reading through the requirements here to give you more insight. So we're looking to use 5 subjects, at least 2 at CAPE Unit 2 and up to 3 CS for, so at least 2 at CAPE Unit 2, up to 3 in CSEC, and then can use 2 CAPE for Unit 2 to replace CAPE Unit 1. So basically what I'm saying here is it still says the same as what is on the program page as I'm showing it here. I'm just going to zoom this in real quick so you can see what I'm saying. If you look through our program page here, program view book for the requirements, if you look at all of the requirements here, it's able to translate that to your Caribbean requirement. You would require English and maths and 3 other subjects. So 5 subjects always needed. 2, you look at English and maths and 3 other subjects. So we are going to be, our admission team will be the one that will be translating the grade value once we get the result. But keep in mind, you would require, these are the subject requirements, it stays the same for all programs. Okay, so right here, let's see, please one more. I think that is a more, the question regarding study permits would be more directed to an agent who is certified in doing, in answering questions that is related to that in terms of what's it called now? Having a CICC consultation certification. So I do recommend that maybe speaking to an agent would be ideal. The ITEP is valid for certification. I'm not sure what the ITEP is, so I might need to read a little bit more about that or get some more clarification about what you need. So we would require, I did go back to the sleeve requirements here. If you do require English for any of the programs, so you would be able to take our Leave foundational program. So we would accept IELTS, TOEFL, and CAEL. And if you do not meet the cutoff for what our English requirement is, then you would be having to take the Leave program based on that, based on these numbers here. You came to Canada as a visitor and but now have admission. I do recommend it's going to be through the international, the IRCC, and applying on the IRCC to get your study permit will be ideal. Or maybe speaking with an agent, I do recommend that. There are a lot of trusted agents out there that may be able to help to get that going. Um, I'm not quite sure about the ITEP, like I said earlier. I would need to ask about that. If you look at our tree I showed earlier here, you could go on our program page to see some of the programs that we do have available. But I did show earlier here that we have what is called the career bubble, and I'm just going to go back to that page now. Yeah, right here. So on the career bubble page, you can look at different programs. So if you're looking at something in medicine and health, you can see different programs that we have available in this field that you might want to consider. So for the question regarding health information management, please take some time to look at some of the programs that we have that are related to health and medicine. I did mention earlier to get a student to once we're able to get a full application from you in terms of all your required documentation are submitted, it takes about 3 to 5 weeks thereabouts for students to get a response from us.
Perfect. So it looks like we're just at about time. Thank you, BC, for answering all these questions and giving us that great presentation on Laurier. As he said earlier, if you have any questions regarding graduate admission or any questions about graduate studies, the graduate email is in the chat, as well as a Calendly link to chat one-on-one with BC, and as well as his email. So if you need to contact him or if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to them. Thank you, BC. So it was a great presentation.
Thank you so much, Tess. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
All right, bye, everyone. Feel free to keep checking out all the other streams and have a great day.
Bye.